Or hello everyone, please start by. Thank you.
Medyo scary, no? In choosing a school, a course, or a career path, there is so much to explore. But that's why we're here. Don't know where to start? Mag-browse ka muna sa blog namin. Baka ma-inspire ka sa mga student advice, study hacks, and adulting guides. Meron kami niyan dito. Or learn about career paths that match your skills and interests. Or chat with us. Tanong mo lang, we'll point you in the right direction. O let's say may dream school ka na. You can search for it and learn more about their programs and scholarships. At kung di ka pa decided, don't worry. Search and compare different schools to fit your needs. Pag ready ka na, submit an application. Easy. Maybe you're looking for a new hobby, certification, or degree? We've got online courses for that, and the learning doesn't stop there. Join a quest and pick something up with each visit through articles or videos. And the best part, you get to earn coins and redeem real rewards. Kaya sali na! With the right tools and information, we can find the best opportunities for you. Because the future can be scary. Pero tiwala lang. Keep exploring, keep learning with EdukasyonPH.
I'm Rafael Kisumbing.
I'm Grace.
Representing the R Users Group of the Philippines.
I'm the CEO and founder of Filter.
Very excited to share AWS UG Guildhurst Plus. I'm a volunteer and co-organizer.
Very important that you have the knowledge of what's the culture that you really want to put in place.
For us, it's really about finding really great, world-class digital and e-commerce talent. The Philippines has been a very good place to be.
Technology is actually a great equalizer. The community's inspiration is that, there's a safe space.
The fact that you joined, that's already a big step.
Having the platform of a very clear vision and values and a mission of the business and empowering people to make decisions.
This will not be the only episode that you will see. We will have a lot more. I'd also like to thank our co-presenter, AWS and AWS Siklab. What is the Community Ignite series? This is bringing you short episodes that we bring in people, product, and of course purpose together. We want to uplift everyone. We want to make good developers, good professionals here in the country.
So I've been in the IT industry for 15 years now. Technology will stay for a long period of time, and then sabi nga nila, some of the jobs or roles na meron right now will be automated with technology.
I'm Michelle.
My name is Warren.
Hello everyone.
The key factor for being a generalist, not just tech, but you expand across different industries.
To show na continuous kang nag-upskill.
I learn by teaching and I also learn by doing.
Of course, an investment in knowledge really pays the best interest.
Yung soft skills is very important. We get opportunities, the way we interact.
Kung yun talaga yung passion nyo, doon talaga kayo makakapunta.
We would like to thank our co-presenter, AWS and AWS Siklab Pilipinas. Hello everyone, welcome again to another Community Ignite series. I'm Rafi Kisumbing, also known as Young CTO. Our special guest wearing multiple hats.
Hello everyone. So ako si Alvin. I'm a senior solutions architect. I specialize on software development and I've been using AWS since 2008. I started off defining my infrastructure using CloudFormation, but since AWS CDK came to be, ito na yung kadalasan na ginagamit ko, no? Now, as you can see, there's actually a shift from writing YAML and JSON code to define your infrastructure to using an object-oriented programming language. And at the same time, you can actually deploy your infrastructure right alongside your code. So just imagine, diba, the speed and the agility.
I'd like to thank our co-presenter, AWS and AWS Siklab Pilipinas. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Thursday. Now, I wanted to share some of the learnings I got from the last 3 episodes. How does one basically uplift themselves or basically get skilled in the IT field? The community has really been impactful for me. You are exposed to a larger set of problems. That's where I can bring some of the ideas and propose new POCs or proof of concepts. If you're an introvert, then my advice really is for you to be just present. I'd also like to bring into the stage community manager behind the scenes.
Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well and safe. The good thing about Community Ignite series is that everyone can learn, whether you're a student, career shifter, and a professional. This will help you then maximize yung mga tools na currently inaaral mo na mas makakatulong pa sa'yo, build your skills, build your portfolio, and para makatulong din ito to have a career in the tech industry.
And I'd like to especially thank again all our community partners from Algo Filipino, AWS User Group, DevCon, Filta, AWS User Group Builders, Pull-Up, and our Users Group Philippines. Now, I'd like to bring into the stage Edukasyon's own Head of Product, Z. Gosalves.
Scope management is all about creating or scoping work to ensure that you are going to do the required work and you're not going to do what's not required. And uncontrolled work means that this is the kind of work that you define without adjusting the time, the cost, and other resources that you use. So, pwede kang mag-scope yung konti as long as it will help you achieve your goal better.
The product owner has to make a decision whether or not this change has any value to the goal that they're trying to achieve.
Pero what we don't see or sometimes fail to see evidence-based management, these are the realized value na products or deliverables.
And what are the most pressing, most pressured affinity that we would like to first address?
I'd also like to thank our co-presenter, AWS and AWS Siklab.
For our episode today, we're gonna dive in the field of technology.
Yung study discipline nyo dapat intact siya. In this career, you would really continuously learn and relearn. So it never stops.
Game development industry is a billion-dollar industry, especially globally. Game also steps into the stage. Sila ay producer ng entertainment.
Team collaboration is maganda kasi mostly naman sa software engineering, team effort naman to. So meron kayong software engineer lead, sa software engineer manager nyo na mag-guide.
Data is the new gold. We are in the 4th industrial revolution. And all of those are digitized form of data, of information. So definitely we will have more opportunities.
This Community Ignite Series Episode 6 and the whole series actually is co-presented by AWS and AWS Siklab Pilipinas.
The first time I built an AWS data analytics solution for a new use case with minimal research, it taught me that I could tackle any obstacles in life. It felt like when I was at university and got the highest marks for building a new project with zero skills. Back then, I thought the fear of failure might hold me back. Now, as a successful female analyst in the finance industry, I am fearless. The
My name is Edward Likwong. I'm 21 years old. Every day, I wake up at 4 so I can avoid the rush hour traffic. I leave at 5 and usually arrive in the office at 7 in the morning. My commute usually takes 2 hours to go to office and back home. The commute back home is actually harder as you are already tired from a full day of work. Our mom worked abroad because of the lack of money. We only visited our father every other weekend, so we lived with our aunt. I found out about the AWS Siklab because our professor posted it on our group chat. AWS Siklab helped me be a step closer to my dreams. It led me to my current job that would hopefully give our family a better and happy life.
StratPoint is a software development company. We help enterprises build great software, and we also help them in their digital transformation. One of the things that we were really looking for was someone who already had experience in serverless. And Edward, from his internship with another company, had a serverless development experience already in AWS.
At AWS Siklab, we were given lectures by people flown from different parts of the world. The last day was what all fresh grads were waiting for. Imagine looking for a job and then being in a room full of opportunities. IT gives so much opportunity and reward those who are willing to learn. It also aligns with my dreams to invent and make something great. To all aspiring IT professionals, the secret is to learn, learn, and learn. Work hard and don't stop until your dreams become your reality. I am Edward Likwong, 21 years old, a junior software engineer at StratPoint Technologies Inc., training to be a DevOps specialist. My dream is to ultimately contribute something great. I want to be somebody.
Ayan, good evening everyone. Ayan, I'm gonna wait lang. All right, ayan. So, welcome to the 7th episode of the Community Ignite series, BS Org Life in Tech, the road to mastering intrapersonal skills. So, I am your host, Gar David, a Technical Community Manager of EdukasyonPH. So, una pa lang ay gusto ko nang pasalamat for spending your Thursday night with us. So, ayan, kamusta naman kayo? Type something that made you happy this week in the chat box. So, I'll be looking at the chat box. And, anything that made you happy this week, kahit ano pwede. Kunyari, naka-perfect ka sa exam mo, or chinat ka ng crush mo, or dumating na yung order ng Shopee mo. So, yeah, just chat it in the chat box. Oh, yun! Yan! Mukhang ang ating speaker for today ay isang K-drama fan. How about the others? What made you happy this week? Well, ako actually, kakatapos ko lang ng Squid Game. Yun, Squid Game, and I really enjoyed it. Ayun, that's actually something that made me happy this week. Sino pa nandito? Ayan, 36 tayo. Yeah, yes. Squid Game, healthy. Yes, I'm so happy. Squid Game with friends. Grabe naman yun. Ayan, at sa ating FB Live viewers, hi everyone. Comment nyo naman din, what made you happy this week? A text for interview in my application. Wow, congrats, Rizame. And good luck sa next process. Ayan, sige. Yeah, so this week, I'm happy that I got to video call one of my high school friends na kahit sobrang busy namin dalawa, nakasingit kami ng time to catch up. So, ayun. So, before we continue, ano nga ba ang Community Ignite series? So, these are Thursday short episodes where we bring people, product, and purpose together. So, you as a young IT professional or early in your career or, you know, just young at heart or starting pa lang in the tech industry, you will definitely benefit from this series. Ano yung bakit? Kasi this is co-presented by Amazon Web Services and AWS Siklab, Pilipinas. Ayan, so wait natin yung ating screen share. Kung saan makikita natin yung mga, kung sino nga ba ulit ang nagko-co-present ng event na to. So again, it's co-presented by Amazon Web Services and AWS Siklab, Pilipinas. So in this previous talk, yung last Thursday, the topic was all about the different fields in tech, including software engineering, web development, data science, and game development. So you can check all about it on our social media accounts. Andun pa rin yung last episode. So make sure to follow our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn to stay updated. So search nyo lang AWS Siklab Pilipinas. And actually, you can also scan the QR codes na mapa-flash sa screen. Ayan. Ayan. So, iscan nyo lang yung QR codes na yan kung saan nyo kami gusto i-follow. And yeah, makikita nyo yung mga updates and yung mga previous events and activities namin. So, for our episode today, actually, very excited ako about this kasi it's gonna be about what it's like to join different tech organizations or communities in universities, aka BS Org. So, yung BS Org, yun yung parang tinatawag na sa sobrang active mo sa pagiging member ng organizations. Parang yun na rin yung course mo. So, today, inspiring panelists from different tech university organizations will be sharing their experience and how it helped them, yung pagiging BS Org, to grow as a person and as a professional in the tech industry. Kasi hindi lang naman technical skills ang kailangan sa tech industry, but soft skills as well. And including na doon, kasama na doon yung intrapersonal skills. So, yun yung pag-uusapan natin, yung how to master intrapersonal skills sa pagiging BS Org. So, ang example ng intrapersonal skills are, you know, parang self-esteem and stress management. So ako, simula first year, naging involved na rin ako sa organizations and sa pagiging student leader. So I can say na you'll definitely learn something today, and I hope na after this ay maging BS Org na rin kayo. So wag na natin patagalin pa. To give us a lightning talk about our topic tonight, she is a third-year information technology entrepreneur student in Ateneo de Manila University. So she is currently the president of B.Y.T.E, which means Building Young Tech Entrepreneurs, and the co-founder of QuickLink.pH and MeetBit. So ready na ba kayo guys? Chat naman kayo ng number 1 dyan. If ready na kayo, ma-meet ang ating first speaker for tonight. Ayan, so ayan, marami nang ready. Alright. So give a round of applause to Kirsten C. Hi, Kirsten. How are you tonight?
Thank you so much for the introduction. I'm so excited to share my experience.
All right, and I'm so excited to hear it. And alam kong lahat din kami nandito ay very excited to hear what your talk is about. So you may now share your screen. And yeah.
Okay, so I'll share my screen real quick. Again, thank you so much everyone for joining me here. So hello. Yes, just to quickly introduce myself, I am Kirsten. So yes, like what Darla said, I'm currently a junior taking up B.S.I.T.E in Ateneo, and I'm the president of our home organization, B.Y.T.E, Building Young Tech Entrepreneurs. So I'm the co-founder of two startups, QuickLink, an order management platform, and MeetBit, a scheduling solution built for sales teams. Outside of work, I love to read novels, newsletters, practice yoga, and I'm very into graphic design, painting, all the artsy fartsy stuff. But what I'm here to talk to you guys about today is actually focused on my role and experience in B.Y.T. So B.Y.T is in its fourth year of operations pa lang, and in B.Y.T we aim to cultivate young entrepreneurs to innovate tech solutions for nation building. So our main objectives really are focused around, well, first, cultivating an inclusive home organization, providing different opportunities to our members, and promoting tech entrepreneurship to the youth. So, just to give you a glimpse of my org, these are just some of my favorite projects. So, we have mga welcoming and community events such as Reboot and Frostbite, upskilling initiatives like our workshop series, internship introductory courses, and we're going to launch our first ever innovation hackathon Bootcamp this school year. So I hope you guys can join that soon. And finally, we have our biggest project, our tech, our international conference for tech Startup Summit 2021. But what do I actually get from joining a tech org? So this is what you call a learning cycle. And when you enter any tech organization, you put yourself in this learning cycle. So when you first join an org, you're probably starting here in this first quadrant, unconsciously incompetent, where you don't know what you don't know yet. Your org will be able to help you identify or recognize what you want to learn and how you can learn it. And this will bring you to the next quadrant or the next stage. Okay. Conscious incompetence. So this is when you already know what you want to learn. So now it's up to you to figure out the hows. Through experimentation, trying different things out, and learning from opportunities and the doors open to you by your organization. And once you're familiar with this, with the skill that you're trying to build, you can achieve it, and you can achieve it with focus. You're now in conscious competence. So a little practice and you'll be able to push yourself here in unconscious competence with that specific skill. And this is when what was originally so difficult for you is naturally achieved, just like it's second nature to do that. And of course, since this is a cycle, it's up to you to repeat, re-experience, and accumulate knowledge through your experiences as you go. So if you've noticed, being active in a tech org helps propel you through all these quadrants or through all these stages because it will help you identify, learn, practice, and apply your skills. And the more you go through the cycle, which is usually aligned with both your personal objectives and your organizational opportunities, you collect these blocks of knowledge and skills. And at first, it's understandably difficult to see the value of these little blocks and experiences that we encounter on a daily basis. But here is a visualization of how your experiences and learnings can contribute to a bigger picture. So if you don't understand what's happening right now, I'm telling you, it's all worth it. You just have to wait for it. But yeah, how did I end up here being active in B.Y.T? I actually joined B.Y.T first because it was my home organization. So I joined it for the community. I felt really welcomed and included in our very small but very energetic community. So I just thought parang, hey, why not, diba? Wala naman akong mawawala. But I stayed because it gave me opportunities to accelerate my growth both in career and in personal matters. So I've personally talked to members pursuing their career in cybersecurity, sustainability, data analytics, and a lot of us have launched or are planning to launch our very own tech startups to make an impact in this world at a very young age. So that's very inspirational and motivating to me. And it's important that we're able to engage ourselves with a goal oriented, change driven community because this will help motivate us to be better and to do better. Joining tech orgs will also give you the experience to work with a team and equip you with necessary tools and the network to join the tech industry or maybe even to follow your own passion project or your startup. And lastly, it will also bring you to failure. So you'll set yourself up for mistakes. Yes, you will probably make a lot of mistakes throughout your journey in your organization. Maybe you'll miss out on a detail, or maybe you'll have to deal with uncooperative members. In short, you'll make mistakes. But that's also how you learn not to do that again and how you grow from those mistakes. The more you experience these mistakes, the more you will learn how to be strategic rather than reactive, and that will snowball on how well you'll be able to handle all your future obstacles. For me personally, it has brought me my very own support line. So, my network of mentors and friends who I can really rely on for advice, support, and direction. And that has made my college journey a lot more easier and my personal career path more distinct and reachable for me. But it has also brought me skills, networks, and platforms to launch my own ventures. Since I was exposed to the tech and startup industry through my organization at a very early age, I was able to gradually build my own startups and freelance portfolio with my other peers after experiences in these org workshops, competitions, and internships. And coupled with the mentorship from fellow founders and industry leaders, as I've mentioned before, this has brought me to where I am today, and I'm really proud of myself. But as with anything, I've also encountered challenges along the way. So the first one I want to share with you is this thing called a frustration barrier. So in Josh Kaufman's book, The First 20 Hours, he describes this sort of sticky glue trap called the frustration barrier. So it's this period of time where you're so aware that your skills are lacking and you don't seem to be improving at all. But the uncomfortable truth is, most things aren't fun until you're good at them. But to be good at something, you have to put in enough time, effort, and practice. And well, honestly, a lot of times that can be a very frustrating barrier for us. You'll experience the same thing when you get into a tech org and experience a lot of new practices. You learn that in anything that you start or in anything that you put yourself up to, you will also experience this same frustration barrier. But uh, the more you expose yourself to it, the more you'll eventually recognize what works best for you to overcome these barriers, and it will be easier the next time you're starting something new. So after a while, this barrier won't feel like a tall wall that you can't break, but just a small hurdle that you can easily jump on. So personally, my trick is to find a problem that I can fall in love with and power through solving that with grit and passion. So the second thing would be having sustained motivation. So the big challenge of being active or holding positions in a tech org is motivation. Having to sustain that same high energy, long term motivation is kind of impossible, at least for me, but that's also okay. So, my personal tips on how I can sustain my own motivation is first to have a long term goal set in mind, and I have to truly resonate with this goal. So this will be my constant reminder or my North Star when the mountains that I'm climbing seem to get higher at every step that I take. So I also have to set realistic expectations from the start. I find that that is actually what sustains my motivation in the long run and what paces me, especially when I'm facing delays or obstacles. So, setting realistic expectations are a very good disappointment blocker so that when something comes, I know that I've prepared for it already. And lastly, it's to find little motivations and celebrations within my big goal. So if my big goal is to launch this successful project, then my small ones can be looking forward to our first partnership or maybe even our first team bonding. And so these little motivations can spur me and my entire team forward little by little. So essentially, these small motivations are like free energizers to power you through that very big, very long project. So before I end my talk, I'll leave with some borrowed words from Alan Kay. He says, the best way to predict the future is to invent it. So yes, what I'm trying to say is that the future is in your hands. Whatever you choose to do will work out for you. You just have to do it. And with that, I thank you. Thank you so much for listening and joining me in today's Community Ignite Talk by EdukasyonPH.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for that wonderful talk, Miss Kirsten. I really love it. It's really incredible to see how much you've grown over the past years and how amazing your experience is as a student leader. So inspiring. Now, I know that our audience has a lot of questions and is excited to meet the rest of our panelists. But we would first like to thank our co-presenters, AWS and AWS Siklab Pilipinas. Yan. And we'd like to remind everyone that the e-certificates will be given if you have answered our CSAT form to be shown later. So, nandiyan pa ba kayo guys? If you're excited to know the rest of our panelists and imimit na namin sila later ni Miss Kirsten, press 1 na ulit! Ayan, oh my gosh, alam na nila eh. Alam na nila na papa-press 1 ako. Ayan, so I think they're ready. So, ayan na nga, Miss Kirsten, let us meet the other panelists let us meet the other panelists. So, joining us tonight is Harvey Season, Rainiel Jonicio, and of course, our very own Acha Abe. So, please open your camera and ready your mic because we would love to hear from different perspectives about our topic. So, good evening sa ating mga panelists. How are you guys? Ayan. Yan.
Hi everyone.
All right. So to Sir Harvey, Sir Rainiel, and Miss Acha, please introduce yourself and describe your position and role in your organization. And then tell us a little bit na rin about your organization. So let's first start with Sir Harvey.
Okay. Hi everyone. It's nice to be here again. Wherever you are in the world right now, I don't know who's watching this, but good day to everyone. I'm Harvey, right? I'm the founder of Google Developer Student Clubs in Ateneo, and hi Kirsten, by the way. And yeah, I think and for the past and compared to B.Y.T.E, right? We're just 2 years in operations, turning 3. We're such a young organization, right? And yeah, just to introduce myself, right? I am a self-learned developer, right? So it was during college days where I was so bored, nothing to do. I just started learning how to code, right? And that's how my passion for tech ignited, right? And moving forward, right? That's when I was able to realize that okay, Google's looking for some what we call as ambassadors type, right? So why not shoot my shot, as they would say, right? So I did, and there was it. I was given the opportunity to take the role of what we call a university ambassador, right? And create a chapter in the Ateneo, which was one of the first 19 chapters nationwide and one of the first 200 chapters in the whole world. So, and it's a good story to tell that Philippines was one of the first ever, right? In what we call this community building under the Google Developers Program. And to summarize, right, the program or our chapter mainly focuses on bringing technology. As you know, right, you might be studying in school. What you learn in school is super far from what's being used in the coding world or in the workplace. So we try to bridge that gap well, because we're from Google, so we use Google technologies as Google Cloud, Firebase, Flutter. I am not paid to to share this technologies, but yeah, that's what we teach. But at the same time, I think the biggest twist we have with B.Y.T.E, right? We use technology for community building, so NGO, LGU type, right? And yeah, but at some case, it's all about bringing technology to solve a problem. Yeah, I think that's all. Nice having you here.
Ayan, thank you so much, Sir Harvey. Actually, meron din kaming Google Developer Student Club sa FU Alabang, the university I'm studying in. And first year nga ngayon, and I'm leading it. So, having Sir Harvey here, one of the pioneers of Google Developer Student Clubs in the Philippines means a lot to us. So, thank you, Sir Harvey. Now, let's move on to Sir Rainiel.
Ayan, hello everyone. So first of all, thank you for inviting me here. So I am Rainiel Junicio, currently the upcoming third-year student from Bulacan State University, College of Information and Communications Technology. I am also the president of Society for the Welfare of Information Technology students. So, ayun, as president, syempre, I am also the chairman na tumatayo sa organization namin. So, our organization securing the welfare of each and every BSIT student of CICT Bulsu. So, we are protecting the legacy of our organization since 2001. So we are conducting events, competitions, and activities that will measure the knowledge and skills of each and every BSIT student. So yun lang naman yung tungkol sa suites.
All right, thank you so much, Sir Rainiel. And of course, Miss Acha, please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone! Thank you for taking the time to join with us today. I am Tina Atsa Abe and I'm currently the core group member of the Junior Philippine Computer Society, St. Paul University Manila chapter. And our organization aims to provide in empowering and helping students to be prepared and to learn more about technology that prepares them to be an IT professional. And as an IT professional myself, I am also an IT support associate and the technical community manager of EdukasyonPH. So I'm still a fourth year computer science student, and during my high school days, I have already joined multiple organizations, not only specializing in technology, but I am also an advocate for social participation. So I'm a volunteer. I've also experienced being a member and also a student council officer. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Ayan, thank you. Ayan, so it's really nice to see na ang daming from different universities then in the chat. We have from Davao Central College, RTU, Davao del Norte State College. Ang dami taga Davao ha. And then we have also from Bohol Island State University, Cavite State University, PLM, and madami pang iba. So again, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. It is so nice to meet you all. Now, to our attendees, please chat your questions. Pero syempre, let me start off with one question. So, Miss Kirsten, you'll go answer this first. Can you share us your parang aha moment or that specific moment na naisip mo, I want to join organizations. I want to have that BS org life. So, pwede, kunyaring, my friend invited me to join this org or I saw a post from Facebook, what made you, parang ano yung nag-start ng pagka-spark mo sa pagkakaroon ng BS org life?
Actually, sobrang babaw lang nung sa akin. It was because all of my friends joined my organization, B.Y.T.E. So I was like, sige na nga ako na rin. Siyempre FOMO. But I think it's a different reason if you ask like why I stayed. Kasi it was a lot of compounding choices and the community. It just led to one another. And it made me realize na this is what I want to be part of. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Kirsten. How about you, Sir Rainiel? What's your aha moment?
Ayan, yung sa akin naman, medyo fun lang. Kasi parang during my senior high school, parang sabi ko, stop na sa leadership. Parang I want to focus more on my studies and all. Kasi nga parang nababanggit na medyo mahirap when you take on the path of a BSIT student. But nakakatawa kasi that was during my first year sa university and hindi pa nag-i-start yung klase during that time. And that was my third time entering pa lang the university. That was a college orientation. And lahat ng mga student bodies is nandun. Pero yung sa organization na kinabibilangan ko ngayon is iba. Nung nagpakita sila ng mga events nila, ng mga projects nila, during that time, syempre hindi pa ako officer, parang tinatawag na ako. I don't know, pero if all of you are familiar sa term na tawag ng tungkulin, yun yung isa, siguro sa reason. Parang nung nakita ko yung mga activities nila, parang meron nagsabi sa akin na that projects or that activities, soon, I will be part of that. So parang yun lang yung fun fact na kaya ako napasok din sa organization, and that was or it is my third year na sa organization na Suites.
Thank you, Sir Rainier. I really like that term, ha. Now let's go to Sir Harvey. Sir Harvey, what made you join organizations and have that BS org life?
For me, sorry. For me, wait, let me drink water.
Sige po. Ayan, so ako naman, nag-start yung akin nung first year din ako. Naging junior officer lang ako ng ACM in our org. And then, next year noon, inappoint ako director for creative. Sabi ko, ayoko maging director for creative. Gusto ko maging public relations officer. Kasi yun yung dalaw-dalaw, di ba? Sa maraming tao, yun yung makikipag-usap sa mga. So, gusto ko maging PRO, ganyan. And then this year, sabi ko, gusto ko na level up. Gusto ko maging president. Same with Sir Rainiel. Kasi I want to be the one naman with my core team sa GDSC to bring that impact to our university and to our local communities. How about you, Sir Harvey?
Yeah, for me, I think nagpa-BS alert kasi doon crush ko eh. Hindi, joke lang. Just coding aside tuloy, joking aside, right? I think it really started, actually, I didn't start BS Org Life now first year. I don't know, parang when I entered, at least at Ateneo, parang my parents and I'm kind of skeptic kung kaya ko ba mag-org. Yung mga ganun, right? I don't know because, the load in high school and moving to college, it's freedom in college. Remember that, right? So I was, at least on my end, I am scared, right, that my academics would be, I'm not saying I'm an academic guy, right? I just want my grades to be good. Syempre, mahal Ateneo. You know what, diba? Sayang gastos. So, on that note, parang that's why my whole freshman year was so boring. But I wouldn't say it was bad because it was that time that I had the motivation to learn on my own how to code. Right? It was during that year nung talagang di ako sumali ng org kasi nga, di ba, takot na ako mag-org kasi baka super bigat ng commitment. But little did I know that would parang bring me a step further in a tech career, right? So I just went to the library, open YouTube, then start coding, right? So that's how it started for the next 6 months. And then after 6 months, right, I just looked into this Facebook group within Ateneo. Then I got an internship at second year. So from then on, you might ask, ang layo ng sagot na ito, yung BS org lang sinasabi, diba? But just to say, right, this internship allowed me to enter an org, right, called User Experience Society, right, because they were looking for a VP for engineering. So parang weird, no? I was a person who didn't have org experience, but I'm going for a high-level executive role, right? But then I had the skills I learned for the past 6 months. So it was, I would say, the aha moment why I was going for a BS org was because I entered into a role, right, which has very commitment, right, high commitment, and also high growth, right? And doon mo naramdaman yung high growth, parang it's like your usual, it's like a drug, eh? You just want to, to grow and grow. Yeah, and I think that's a aha moment, right? And yeah, I think that's my answer.
Thank you, Sir Harvey. Ikaw naman, Miss Acha, what's your aha moment in entering the BS org life?
Ayan, so I can actually relate to the other speakers. It goes different with the experiences of people. Pero one thing na we can all relate to, it's a calling talaga. And doon natin unti-unting nakikita yung purpose natin kung bakit tayo sumali. Kasi initially, when I was in high school, di ba, commonly pag officer sa pilitan, kasi for example, pag iilan lang kayo, oh, ikaw na dyan, ganun, ganito. That's how I started being a student leader. So, pagdating ng college, senior high school, college, iba na siya eh. Iba na yung responsibilities and hindi siya basta-basta magiging officer ka or even a member. You have this responsibility and dun ko unti-unting na-realize, ito pala yung purpose ko kung ba't ako nandito, kung bakit ako in-appoint, kung bakit nila tayo binoboto, di ba? The student body entrusts us to do this responsibility because they believe in us, they trust us and that we will be doing this role. So yun din, it's hindi siya something na ako lang naisip ko lang na ito yung gusto ko kasi nakita ko din na the people around you then will help you to guide you, to upskill you kung bakit ka nandito sa organization. So with the influence din of other people, madami ka din nakikita. Ayan, baka sa mga interested sumali sa mga tech works, baka dito mo na makita yung dawan mo. Charot lang. Pero aha moment, up until now, unti-unti talaga, continuous process. It's not something na gigising ka na lang, ito gusto ko to. Kasi may challenges pa rin talaga along the way, di ba? As student leaders, parang ayoko na, gano'n, pagod na ako, gano'n. Pero I can assure and I can attest to you na it serves its purpose, na you are there for a reason. People believe in you, so always make sure na kung you're having doubts, di ba sa, talk ni Kirsten, you're at the start, tayo doon, it's a long progress na di mo pala alam, tulad nung nangyari kay Harvey na nabigyan pala siya ng opportunity pero hindi niya nakikita sa sarili na parang, di ba, parang you have doubts. Pero it's a calling then, di ba? Tala sabi ni Rania. So, ayun siya for me.
Ayan, thank you so much, Acha. Napaka-inspiring ng mga sagot niyo. It makes me think na parang, ay, sana speaker na lang ako kasi gusto ko rin sumagot. kasi parang, sobrang, alam mo yung kahit nakakapagod, parang, hindi naman sa addicting, pero ganun yung term, parang worth it lahat, and all the friends we made, and all the connections we gained sa, it's nothing can compare talaga to being a student leader. Yan. So, let's move on to some individual questions. I have learned about you for a bit while I was inviting you for this event, and I'm sure everyone here in the Zoom and in the FB Live would like to get to know you better. So, kay Sir Rainiel muna tayo. So, Sir Rainiel, nabasa ko na at the age of 10, you already became the Public Information Officer of a Supreme Student Council, and you already won a lot of awards. So, can you tell us more about that, yung awards mo, and what kept you going or motivated to get those awards? And by the way, sa ating mga panelists, if you have anything to add after Sir Rainiel, you can do so.
So, ayun, yung pagiging public information officer, Scott, that was back in grade 4. And ang nare-remember ko lang, transferee din ako noon, but still, pinagkatiwalaan ako or the students voted for me dun sa position. And what inspires me is only, I think, 3 things. Siyempre, si God. Katulad nga ng sinabi ko, yung pagpunta ko doon sa position is really accidental. And feeling ko si God yung pinlano niya na yun for me to put in that point na mapunta ako doon and ma-experience ko yun. Kasi dito pala ako dadalhin nung from that PIO, grade 4, dito pala ako dadalhin nung experience na yun. And God really planted me like this. And gusto niya na kung nasan ako ngayon, yun. And the second motivation, syempre, family. Lahat naman ng to is ginagawa natin for our family, parang nag-exert tayo ng effort because alam natin na we have our support mechanism in sa presentasyon na din ng family natin. And syempre lastly, dun sa mga students or sa mga tao na nagtitiwala sa atin, nagtitiwala sa organization natin, yun yung isa sa pinaka-living proof kung bakit tayo nagpapatuloy, kung bakit pa rin tayo nandito. Even 1,000 people, 20 people, 5 people, still may naniniwala sa atin. And that is one of a great motivation na dadalhin ng bawat isang leader, kaya hindi tayo tumitigil. So, I think those 3 are my greatest motivation kung bakit nandito din ako ngayon and kung bakit nandito pa rin ako ngayon.
Good day. Thank you so much, Sir Rainiel. How about the other panelists? Do you have something to add before I move on to another panelist? Ayan, so mukhang wala. Alright. So, ikaw naman, Acha, how do you balance your ACADS and org duties? Kasi wow, nabasa ko na you already joined 5 organizations and you are a graduating student. So, tell us your secret. Ako actually, very curious ako, ate. Ano secret mo? Kasi grabe yung, I have seen you, di ba, as, kasi naging org kita. Naging ka-org kita sa Algo, and then now naging co-worker kita sa Edukasyon. And I really seen how you work. So, how do you balance that?
And thank you, Darla. Honestly, napapatulala lang ako every moment kasi ang tanong nila, every time naman nakikita nila yung mga pinagagawa ko sa buhay, Atcha, natutulog ka pa ba? Paano ba nakakaya? Natutulog ako, guys. It's just you have to really practice time management. Kasi I have this I always value time, and I make it to a point na even we have limited time every day na hindi naman kailangan na productive ka, and even as a leader you should always manage it based on yung knowing your priorities, identifying your priorities. At sa dami-dami ng ginagawa natin, one thing na natutunan ko din. So ito guys, aside from joining organizations, one thing na when you venture out in the industry is you will be always challenged na ano gagawin mo pag maraming nilayout na binigay na gagawin sa'yo. And I believe din na fellow students like me, may mga tasks talaga na bigla-bigla na lang binabato, o kailangan bukas tapos na to, kaya kailangan ipasa mo na yan. So challenge yun. And we don't have control of these things, but what we can do is how we can manage it. So when it comes to time, know your priorities. I always strategize with both using my notebooks and my digital time management tools that can help me. Ayan, task management. Meron tayo, nag-promote na, meron tayong Notion, meron tayong Slack, mga ganyan. Really, as tech students, di ba, we should utilize technology. And with technology, ayan, it can really help us be more efficient in our role. So yun talaga yung nakatulong sa akin. And even calendars, yung setting up yung mga calendars nyo. Ayan, si Catherine, digital management tool. So ayan, we have Trello, Notion, Slack. I think some students din, ako sa school namin, we use MS Teams. Ayan, Clockify. Ayan, that can help us yung Clockify. Pwede mo doon i-organize, ito, kailangan ko gawin yung module ko, o kailangan may meeting kami. Tapos doon makikita mo sa Clockify, nag-add na tayo ng Clockify. Clockify, baka naman. Makikita mo doon sa Clockify na, ganito pala ha, this is how long I spend my time doing this task. So how can I improve? So that's from there you can assess na I can spend less time doing this task pala. Kasi usually tayo students, minsan procrastinate, no? Baka mamaya nagmo-module kayo tapos nasa Squid Game na pala yung mata niyo, mga gano'n, di ba? So ayun siya, we need to discipline. Ayun din, disiplina talaga. That's one thing I'm having that sina-challenge ko pa rin talaga kasi it's a learning hindi naman at one day disiplinado ka ng tao. We always have to face these challenges. Take it as a challenge to manage your time din. So yun siya.
Ayan, thank you so much. So, Ate Acha, Miss Acha, for answering that question. Ayan, let's go to Sir Harvey naman. So, Sir Harvey, being a founder of Google Developer Student Clubs Loyola, and then ngayon CEO na ng Team Lee, what is that one trait you learned sa pagiging BS org na nadala mo sa pag-build ng iyong startup?
Yung tanong na yan, pang Miss Universe yung sagot yan.
Dapat pang Miss Universe yung sagot, Char.
Pero I think, kidding aside, it's more on, I think the hardest, even without building a startup, what you can learn from an org is really about managing people or being managed by certain people above you, right? Because at the end of the day, right, work is accomplished by a group of people. Effort, impact is accomplished by collective items, collective teams, right? Imagine mo na lang, right? How magical an org is, different departments here, but you are all working on something really good, right? Making impact to a community, to your friends, to your parents, right? Same time for a startup, iba yung product mo yun, it could be a service, it could be like a physical product or a digital product, right? But you're still doing something that's making of something that's gonna solve something, right? So at the end of it all, for that to be a success, it comes with the team. So it's you. If you were a student here that's leading an org, right? And most of us here in the call, right, might be one, you might be a leader, then I think the best thing you can learn from is how do I manage people well, because it's a really big challenge to manage people. Imagine, some people have their own, mga gusto, mga ayaw nila, and you have to adjust to that, right? That's why I've implemented this, I think on a personal note. It's part of the user guide by Julie Zo, the former VP for youth design, if not mistaken, right? So mayroon siyang guide na binibigay niya sa mga ka-team niya. Okay, this is how I do things. This is what I determine as successful. This is what I determine as unsuccessful. Para, kasi, sa tao kasi, di ba? Uh, Biglang laging assumption yan when working to people. If you didn't tell it to someone, maraming i-assume yan. Right? So pwedeng, para sinabihan, you told someone na in a very direct tone, right, that you didn't do well, right? And at the management perspective, you have to say that kasi hindi nga maganda, di ba? But natin pipilitin, di ba? Pero you don't want also di ba, deprive the moral, yung ganyan, etc. Right? That's why you want to tell them, okay, I'm telling you this because I want it to improve, right? Yung mga ganun. So it's really the trait, whether what organization you are in, you're either gonna bring in the startup or gonna work for a startup or be part of the corporate world, it's all about people, right? And I think that's a good thing to learn from here is that you are not alone, right? In doing things and keep that in mind. Yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
all.
Thank you so much, Sir Harvey. So before we move on to another roundtable discussion, I want to ask another question to Miss Kirsten. So like you said kanina sa first question natin, napasali ka lang sa B.Y.T.E before, am I right? Like with your friend, invite ka lang. So now president ka na. I'm just curious, what made you decide to go for that big role as na maging president? Like dati napasali ka lang, ngayon president ka na. What made you decide na yun maging president?
I think it was a lot of decisions that just led to one another. But mainly yung advocacy ko talaga. Because I wanted to run for that position because I wanted to make a two-way bridge for tech and the people. So two-way in the sense now we allow people to understand, learn, and apply tech. And at the same time, we make tech accessible to everyone. So one of my favorite writers, William Gibson, said something like, the future of tech is already here. It's just not evenly distributed. And that's something that I wanted to solve in my position.
Thank you so much, Miss Kirsten. Alam nyo, all your answers are really inspiring. Iisip ko ngayon na, wow, ito ba yung parang type of people na will go to the tech industry? Kasi if yes, like, ang daming magiging magandang improvement ng tech industry knowing na you guys, and I know na kahit sa kahit sa mga audience natin like you, ang papasok sa tech industry. So let's move on to another roundtable discussion where everyone will answer. So from Catherine in the audience, ang tanong niya, is there any moments in your life you feel like you're lost and how do you trace yourself back? So let's start with Sir Rainiel.
Regarding Don, it will also boil down sa motivation mo and inspiration mo. Kung paano mo hahanapin yung sarili mo. Sabi mo nga, you are lost. So you need to find yourself. Parang hindi siya madaling process, madali siyang sabihin, pero marami kang pagdadaanan. But still, you need to focus dun sa goal, which is parang mapuntahan mo kung saan mo gusto pumunta. Yung parang mawala ka na dun sa path na nagpapaligaw sa'yo. Kasi before I became on this position, maraming challenges din na dumaan. Bago or kahit kayo, bago tayo nasa ganitong posisyon, marami tayong challenges na pinagdaanan and we also feel lost in a moment. But still, sabi ko nga, in God's plan, kung saan niya tayo gustong dalhin, doon pa rin tayo pupunta.
Yan. Thank you, Sir Rainiel. How about you, Miss Acha?
Ayan, parang napa-speechless ako. Talagang, I relate to it na there are times na you feel lost na especially when everything that you've been doing seems too repetitive na on your current state, and especially i-apply din natin yan sa current situation natin. Parang ang hirap mag-cope up online kasi aside from being lost, parang there are times na you also feel alone. Parang ganun siya na mahirap, tulad na sinabi ni Rainiel na kapag lost ka, syempre hindi mo nakikita saan ka ba talaga patungo, saan yung goal mo. But always remind yourself para to be redirected is bakit ka nandito? What is your purpose? And identifying your purpose, kung ano man yan, will help guide you step by step towards your goal. And always speak up then, always be open to what you are feeling, na to reach out then, ask help for your teammates or team members, your fellow officers then of what you're currently, kung ano yung currently na nararamdaman mo, and then they will help you and they will guide you, dadamayan ka nila. Or if your situation, different situation naman, parang feel mo alone ka, wala kang karamay, is you always will have this support system. Even though hindi mo man siya nakikita or nafe-feel right now, one thing then na that can open up you to have this support system is to always speak up then. Kung hindi man sa team members mo, it can be for your sa professor mo or moderator. Kung hindi pa din sa dean nyo, ganon. Kung hindi pa sa dean, ganon. Pero walang mangyayari if you won't speak up honestly din talaga. Kasi pag inipon mo yan, unti-unti ka talaga malo-lost. And siyempre, sa point of view ng iba, hindi ka magiging effective kasi hindi mo tinutulungan yung sarili mo. I always have this saying na, paano mo tutulungan yung iba? Especially as a leader, this is the student body we're talking about. So, paano mo matutulungan yung iba kung hindi mo kayang tulungan yung sarili mo? Kung alam mong lost ka kasi parang parang feeling mo hindi ka effective or hindi ka nakatulong, always assess. Ano ba yung kailangan ko i-improve? And from there on, always improve. Di naman siya instant na porket nagkamali ka, magiging okay ka na agad. Hindi. Always ask for help. Kung alam mong mali ka na dito, paano ko ba ito gagawin? We're not perfect. So, yun yung magre-redirect sa atin para mag-improve. And yun, to be an effective member of society. Ayun siya. That's all for me.
Thank you, Miss Acha. How about you, Sir Harvey?
Yeah, I think, Acha and Neil said two great, insights on how to deal when you're lost. But before I answer it, I think there are two types of loss kasi. One that you know and one that you don't know. Right? And I want to answer the second one kasi both have answered. Alam mo nang lost ka, anong gagawin mo? Ang we don't know is, yung other side is, di ba? Anong gagawin mo pag di mo alam na lost ka? Possible yun right? Successful people, even unsuccessful people have been there, right? So I think my answer to that is, and I don't have all the answers, but for me, have a small trusted friends that can kick your butt. Parang ganun that's how I would say it, right? Or even your teammates, right? Have a close circle there that would allow you na sabihan ka ng katotohanan, right? I think kasi that gives you just look at biographies of people that are successful and failed because they didn't have, for me, they didn't have, that circle of friends that they're willing to be open-minded for and accept that reality, okay, nagkakamali na ako, right? I think yun lang yung pwede ko masabi, right? Your friends, even though they're not in tech, right? But you consider them as very trustful people, right? Even your family, right? If you're really close with your family, right? And tell you, mali na ginagawa mo, right? You don't know where you're going. Dati ito yung pinukuha mo, pero napunta ka na sa maling path, right? These people will tell you that you are lost and you have to swallow the reality. Yeah, I think that's on my end.
Thank you so much, Sir Harvey. Now, Miss Kirsten, what would be your answer to this question?
What I'd like to say first, actually, I agree with Harvey that it's important to have a feedback loop with you or your friends or your family. Kasi nga, going back to the learning cycle that I presented earlier, sometimes you're in that unconscious incompetent stage na hindi mo alam kung ano gusto mo gawin, hindi mo alam kung saan ka mag-improve, hindi mo alam kung anong gagawin mo at all. So sometimes you need the feedback or the evaluations to actually drive you to a purpose. And I agree with Acha also on that kailangan tinatanong mo yung sarili mo, bakit ba ako nagsimula? Bakit ko ba ito ipinapagtuloy? And sometimes the answer lies not with you, but with your community or with your friends or with your teammates. Na sila yung nakakapagbigay ng reason sa'yo kung bakit gusto mo bang i-continue. But also, for me, important na we have preventative measures. So it's easier to it's easier to be careful, be mindful, rather than extinguish a big fire. And some of my tips there is just to be able to balance your responsibilities well, to have a good prioritization and time management schedules, to rest, to have the courage to pause or to stop, lalo na kung alam mo nang hindi yun para sa'yo. And I think I also want to add na wag mong maliitin sarili mo. Don't discount your achievements, no matter how small they may be, because you're here for a purpose. So use your energy to direct your energy for that purpose. And the opportunity wouldn't have come your way if you didn't deserve it. So you just have to take things one at a time, rest, reevaluate everything, and reflect on everything. And no pressure if it takes a while for you to find your way back naman.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Miss Kirsten. Now I have two last questions, guys. But this is more about you and your org na. So first question is, does your organization or community have any upcoming events or activities we should look out for? And number two, is do you have anything to promote, social media, or things you're working on? So let's keep this short kasi you're just gonna be promoting. So yeah, let's start with Miss Kirsten, our lightning talk. Keynote speaker. Yeah.
Man, okay, to shamelessly plug. So first and foremost, please follow my startups. That's meetbit.io and quicklink.ph. So I've been working on those for quite a long time now, and I'm super excited. Next naman for Byte, the love of my life, we have a lot of projects and initiatives in store. So we have our innovation hackathon and our international conference next year. And we also have little tidbits or pots of gold where we announce initiatives, workshops, partnership talks, and internship opportunities in our Facebook page, Byte, Building Young Tech Entrepreneurs. Like, follow, share, lahat that. Thank you.
And I think pwede ka na maging YouTuber, Miss Kirsten. Speaking of YouTuber, sige, let's go to Miss Atcha. Yan.
Matagal-tagal to guys. Sabuti tayo ng mandali. Charot. Ayan guys. So, events sa Junior Philippine Computer Society, currently we're building the events internally sa program namin. So, I will just be sharing na lang yung mga events in the industry. So, at PhilTA, we have a lot of different free events. So, we have it weekly. And we have Filipino Front-End Developers event. We also have events for our Filipino digital creatives designers. So, ilalagay namin yung mga link dyan. Free event siya with e-certificate then if you guys are interested. And this coming October 7, we will be having a hackathon at Impact Hackathon 5G. And in this vertical, we will be solving issues about agriculture. So I am one of the mentors there. We have 24 mentors in the industry that will guide you then. So ang hackathon po ba ay kailangan hacker ka or programmer? Hindi. So whether you're into the different fields of tech, design, UI, UX, ayan, pwede ka sumali. Marketing, ayan, syempre kasi kailangan nyo i-pitch yung application or program na gagawin nyo. So ayan guys, Impact Hackathon. And syempre, i-promote ko na din Community Ignite series every Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. Ayan, free event. So, always nandyan sa social media platforms natin yan. Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, at nasa TikTok na din kami. So, abangan nyo yung mga TikTok namin. Ayan, about the cloud. So, we will be having more content about the cloud, and cloud is in demand, guys. So, that's something na we can also help us learn with the current trends in technology. At, last na talaga. So, nasa YouTube din ako, yes. I also do content, both educational and entertainment. I do tech videos, web development, information security, automation. Ayan. So, check it out sa Atcha Abe on YouTube and on my Facebook page as well. Thank you.
Ayan. How about you naman, Sir Harvey?
Yung kaya tapatan, dami nila sinabi. Kidding aside, for me, again, I don't have visibility now what are the events for Google Developer Student Clubs as I'm already graduated. But I think it will still be there, the events that we pioneered, right? Hackfest, one of the biggest online hackathon, right? For students will be coming around near end of this year. And also we have tech everywhere where we bring all types of tech from different parts of the world to the Philippines, right? And yeah, I don't know anymore what events they will create, but just follow us in Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, ano pa ba? Instagram, Google Developer Student Clubs Loyola. And also, yeah, shameless plugin for my startup, right? I'm building Hindi. So just search us also the same social media channels. At the same time, we are just increasing followers for Twitter. So follow me at Harvey J Season. And I think that's all.
Thank you, Sir Harvey. And how about you, Sir Rainiel?
Ayun, so sa mga upcoming events namin, ayan, magkakaroon kami ng Congress soon and I can't disclose the details pa. Just tune in na lang sa aming Facebook page at sweets.org, Society for the Welfare of Information Technology Student. You can also visit our YouTube channel, CICT Sweets. And yun, if is there someone na willing to help na, we are securing the welfare of BSIT students, you can message me on my personal account, Daniel Ginisho.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Sir Rainiel. Grabe! I have learned a lot from this 1-hour tech-driven webinar. I am so thankful for our speakers and of course, sa mga attendees natin dyan sa FB Live and sa Zoom. We hope that this episode sparked the student leader in you. Kaya join na kayo sa tech organizations outside of campus and in your university. Now, I want to take this opportunity to do a quick photo op. So, open tayo dyan mga ating audience and let's take a picture. Ayan, so I'll be counting from 5 seconds na. And then let's take a picture na. So, open cam na kayo guys if gusto nyo. If not, okay lang din. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ayan, mukhang nahihiya sila. So, tayo na lang ating mga speakers. So, again, kung gusto nyo mag-join, why not? So, alright guys, picture na tayo. 1, 2, 3.
Wala ba tayong post, Darla? Community Ignite ganyan.
Ganon? Paano ba? Huwag muna, pag-isipan na natin yan.
Sige,
Ngayon,
sige.
Formal picture muna tayo.
Okay.
Ay, naka-disable daw yung open cam. Sabi
Naka-disable.
sa chat.
Alright. Oh no. Ayan, okay na ba? Ayan, I think okay na.
Ayan. Hi, Catherine.
Ayan. Alright. There you go. Napabilang tuloy ako ng 5 seconds kanina. Okay. Alright, picture na tayo. Ayan. 1, 2, 3. Ayan. So, dito nagtatapos ang Community Ignite Series Episode 7, BS Org Life in Tech, The Road to Mastering Intrapersonal Skills. We would like to thank everyone for coming and your feedback is very much appreciated. So, to answer our CSAT form, please go to go.edukasyon.ph/CIS7feedback. So, I'll be plugging it in the chat box as well. And you can also scan the QR code shown in the screen. So for the next episode, it will be all about a day in the life or ano ba, or you will get a taste of what coders' learning experience is on a daily basis. It will be hosted by our very own again, Acha Abe. So you can check all about it on the social media accounts. And by the way, there's also a meetup in AWS user group right after this event. Actually, nag-start na siya ngayon. So you should definitely check that out. You can go in this link sa ating chat box to join the meetup of AWS user group. So yung link again, nasa chat box. Again, thank you everyone. Stay safe and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you so much to our speakers and I'll see you guys next Thursday.